What's going on, everybody? From the studio here at Hagan Realty, I'm Jed Williams, and you're watching Hot Ones, Hagan Style. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Today, we're joined by Miss Samantha Price, a realtor in Maryland with Hagan Realty. Sam is a rare Montgomery County native who was born right here at Holy Cross Hospital and has lived, well, practically everywhere in the county, plus a 2-year stint in Florida. She was the middle child in a family of 5 that seems to have real estate encoded in its DNA. She's a mother of 2 herself to a son, Lucas, and a daughter, Layla, who is every bit as sassy as her mother. She got her real estate license at 18, but she started working for her family's brokerage, learning contracts when most of us would have been practicing our multiplication tables. Sam Price, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jed.
That didn't seem like a genuine thank you at all.
I'm here. Here I am.
We're gonna die here.
Before we get started, though, I've got to ask, how are you with spicy foods?
Coming from a family whose mom carries pepper sauce in her purse, I did not catch on to that cultural tradition, so I don't like spicy.
Post. I don't like it.
Most people carry pepper spray around here, not pepper sauce.
I carry pepper spray, but my mother carries pepper sauce in her bag.
A hot sauce in my bag. Swag.
Your bag's not here right now, so at least I'm safe for a bit. But, all right, well, you're in the hot seat right now, Sam. So,
Okay.
Let's get moving. Ready for first swing?
Nope.
Yeah, sure.
So, being a MoCo native is unusual enough, but as best I can tell, you may have lived in more places in the county than just about anyone I have ever met. If I got this right, as a kid, you started out at Calverton Elementary, which is actually in PG County, then St. Mary's Catholic School in Orlando, then back to Calverton, then Sligo Adventist Elementary, then back to Calverton again, but then you moved to MoCo and went to Cloverly, and then Briggs Cheney for middle school, and 9th grade at Paint Branch High School, but then you were homeschooled for part of 10th, and then back to Paint Branch for the rest of 10th, and then Blake for 11th and 12th.
Yes.
I think. So that was... I may need to take off my shoes for this one to get it right, but I'm pretty sure that was 11 different schools.
Damn!
So how often did your family move?
So we actually moved like 4 times. So we started in Beltsville, where I went to Calverton. We just moved schools there, but then we moved to Orlando, Florida for a couple years, back to Beltsville, and then we moved to Montgomery County, which is when I went to Cloverly, Briggs Cheney, Paint Branch, homeschooled, back to Paint Branch, and then Blake.
Well, 11 schools, 4 moves. It sounds like there's some extra stories there, but what I'm interested in most in that is the part about getting homeschooled for part of 10th grade. I think this is a second wing kind of question here. I mean, just how bad of a student do you have to be to get kicked out of homeschool?
I didn't do anything.
I wouldn't say I was a bad student. I think I was just having a little bit of fun.
You want to do something fun? You want to go to Taco Bell?
So from Paint Branch, you could say I was misbehaving a little bit, and my parents didn't like that, so they thought if they pulled me out of public school completely, that would help.
Foot is down, the foot is down.
I liked being around my friends, and so I went back to Paint Branch because Blake wouldn't accept me until 11th grade, so I went back to finish off my fun in 10th grade, and then was transferred to Blake for 11th and 12th.
Nice. Okay. Well, ready for number 3? You've been handling them so far, so good.
Yeah, they're not that bad.
I got this.
If you were complaining about them already, you'd be in serious trouble. So. you grew up in real estate. Your family owned one of the larger brokerages in the DMV, correct? So did you always want to be a realtor yourself, or was this just kind of a family decision?
Absolutely not.
The answer is hell no.
I hated real estate. Every ride that we went for was to go show a house. They would be like, let's go for a ride. And it was a trick to go show homes. And, it was just always being at the office, and I was always around it. So I didn't really want to do it. Wanted to do something a little different. But so you can say it was a family decision.
I don't want to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? I do not want to do this!
And how young were you when you first started working there?
I would say probably 12 or 13.
Okay. All right. I think at this point we need to move on to the next wing here.
Okay.
So, all right, let's set aside the whole like child labor law violation that implies. I'm picturing this whole idea of you. What would that be, like 6th grade? So you're getting out of school, you're walking off the playground, you're handing over your lunchbox, you're getting a briefcase, you're going off to work to do compliance reviews when most of your friends are still playing freeze tag. I mean, that's not exactly the typical kind of childhood. So what exactly was this like for you growing up?
It was very frustrating.
That's too damn bad!
I got ahead with knowing, a lot of things in real estate, but as a kid at that age, you want to go to birthday parties, you want to go to sleepovers, you want to hang out with your friends, and that just kind of... Oh my god. I'm gonna drink some water.
Oh, this is gonna be a long day for you, Sam.
Yeah, it just kind of wasn't in the books for us. So hence moving around all the time. Couldn't really, it was hard keeping friends.
Some things never change, hey Sam. For the next wing here.
Yes.
Back on it. What was the strangest work your family ever had you do for the brokerage as a kid? I mean, apart from just working at 12 years old.
So this wasn't quite work. I do remember there was a situation where my dad had a rental property, and we got a call saying that the tenant had locked themselves out of the home, and we were close by. It was just me and my dad, and they left their stove on, and it was burning. The house was about to catch on fire.
Help is on the way!
We drove by and we saw it, and he didn't have his keys either. So
Dude, I got an idea.
So his idea was to split the bush, and there was an egress window there, and he was like, I need you to go in there, and I need you to get in there and turn off the stove and open the door for me. And so
Into the nearly burning house.
yeah.
Okay.
So I obviously was like crying my way as he's like shoving me through the window, and I fall into the kitchen sink because it was right underneath the window, and it was so smoky, couldn't see anything. And I just ran to get the door to open it, and yeah, I considered myself a hero that day.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was so scary, thank you.
It's okay. It's all right.
And how old were you at this point in time?
Probably like 14.
So, anyone watching this from Child Protective Services, some of these stories may be purely fictitious. And
Yeah.
there's a statute of limitations on this, I'm sure. So, at 14 years old, you went into a burning house to turn off the stove.
Yeah, it wasn't quite on fire yet. There was just a lot of smoke, and it smelled like it was about to catch on fire. So I saved the day and saved the home, and
Yes.
yeah.
All right. I think we'll probably move on here before we get too far into incriminating territory. So, you ready for the next wing?
Yes.
I'm almost afraid to ask what your dad had against calling for emergency services here, but I mean, I can understand it, why you might have been a bit hesitant. And you, as I understand it, you've had a bit of a run-in with 911 yourself at some point, yes?
Yeah, so not something that I like to share often.
Oh, it's just you, me, and thousands of viewers, so.
I think this is worth it. So I lived in a house where the rooms were being rented. Don't ask how I landed there, but one of the tenants, or one of the guys who was renting a room there, got fired from his job. He worked at a coffee shop, and then decided to do an armed robbery on that same coffee shop on the shift that he worked. So I should have saw it coming from the questions that he was asking leading up to the crime.
What kind of questions were these?
Randomly asking me if I had zip ties. Did milk come out your nose?
Only a little? I'm sure we can scrub that out in special effects here somewhere.
Nope.
Just randomly asking if you had zip ties. And somehow this didn't arouse your suspicions.
I had no idea.
I didn't put two and two together. I was just like, no, he's just being weird. No, I don't have zip ties. And there were more questions.
Like?
If I had specific tools. And I was just like, no. Why would I have that? And
What a weirdo.
I didn't know that that's what he was planning. So he did it one morning. And the way I found out was I had came home on a Friday. And I was getting ready to go cash my check to have a little fun. And as soon as I'm getting my jacket on, we hear Montgomery County Police at the door, and they batter the door open.
Knock, knock.
And that house was raided by SWAT. So, not my best encounter with the police, but
I suppose that would be a little bit of a rude awakening.
I'm not proud of that last one.
yeah, it was, that was my rude awakening, that I didn't belong there. And a really great reason why you shouldn't rent with roommates, and maybe you should buy your home instead.
Ooh, shameless plug. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it was a very horrifying experience. I remember having a safe in my room, and when they came in, they were like, they have their guns in your face, and they're asking you. I mean, they asked me what the code to my safe was, and I couldn't even remember my name.
My name is Jeff.
So they ended up smashing it open just to find just my savings. No tools. But
No zip ties?
no. No. Now I keep some, but they're for my riders and my panels. So
Oh, yes. That's going to be my first guess. All right, so on to the next wing, shall we?
oh god, that's a lot. Oh man. All right.
Going back to rob the coffee shop that you previously worked at, during the shift that you previously worked, I think it's pretty safe to say that guy just, he done messed up.
I mean,
So,
the part where he walks into the house after the fact, where all the police cars and detectives were still on scene.
so he wasn't there when SWAT showed up,
No, he walked in while they were wrapping up.
and he didn't notice all the
I don't
sirens
know how.
outside.
I don't know how.
And that couldn't have been for me this morning. No.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Well, yeah. So
Big cry for help.
let's file this under, pretty much a catastrophic workplace error kind of situation.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that you've never tried to, arm rob one of your clients, but what would be, I don't know, the biggest mistake or misstep you've ever made professionally as a realtor? Ever, I don't know, walked into the wrong house or forgotten alarm code or that kind of thing?
So there was this one time where I was working more of like a traumatic experience. I was working for an agent when I was at Remax, and it was like a side gig, and he was doing BPOs, the broker's price opinions, and he would give me a list of 25 to about 30 homes, and I would have to go take pictures front, back, side, in every room of these homes, and they had to have a time and date stamp on it. My lips burn. So I had to go. These homes were most of them were in PG County, and some of them were in DC. And so I would go to these homes, and some of them were pretty run down and abandoned. Some of them had flooded basements, and I would have to go to these.
Why is it spicy?
Are you okay? Your eyes are watering.
I'm doing okay. Yeah, that last one had a little bit of bite to it, but
yeah, I put my lip on it. But I would go take pictures of these homes, and there was one home that I walked into, and there was barely any lock on it, and I walked in, and I had to go make my rounds and take pictures of them. Ooh, oh my god. And yeah, that day I found out what squatters were. There were there's a couple people in that basement, and it just startled me. And walking into vacant homes, and you're just not expecting people in there, and
Who are you people?
there's a group of people.
hence the pepper spray in your bag.
Yes, now I come prepared.
Gotcha.
But it reminds me of that scene in Home Alone where he sees the pigeon lady and was like, I cannot do this anymore. So
I'm surprised you've stuck it out in the industry.
I love my job. I'm good at it, and I'd like to keep it.
I mean, running into burning buildings, climbing through windows to get into burning buildings, and encountering squatters in vacant houses.
well, I do like living on the edge of it. Yeah.
Well,
It's a good
well,
experience.
in terms of living on the edge, I think this one might push you past it, and we got to number 8 here, the bomb. I feel like I should warn you though, this one's got a little bit of a kick to it, but something tells me that this should be familiar territory for you. You did Taekwondo for several years, yes?
Yeah, about 2.5 or 3 years.
No procrastinating.
Eat it! Oh my god.
Wing first,
Okay.
answer second.
Ew. That one is. Oh my god.
Yeah, very few people ever smile after that one.
That's not good. I'm sorry, what did you ask me?
What just happened?
I'm getting hot.
So, I was asking about your time doing Taekwondo. I think you did it for a couple of years, yes?
Yes.
I mean, I can imagine why after running into some squatters, but tell me about.
Oh my god, Jack.
you gonna be okay?
That was not good. That was really hot.
So what got you into Taekwondo?
I can't talk. I'm sorry. Sorry, just give me a second. It's all over my tongue and my lips, and
My lips feel like they bleeding.
okay.
The milk will help. Not much, but it'll help a little bit.
Okay, so I got into Taekwondo because it was initially for my kids. I wanted them to go in there, and my son was a little shy when he started off in school, and so I thought this would help with confidence.
It just
Is
doesn't
this
go
not
away.
burning you?
Oh, it is.
Did you put enough on yours?
I actually have the stage crew here to help, sauce mine up, and
Ooh.
I try and stay on their good side. Some days I do a little better than others, but I'm hurting. I'm just, this is karma for you teasing me back at around wing 4 here. I'm trying to put on the brave face.
Okay. What was I talking about? I'm sorry.
Trying to help your son find some confidence.
Yeah, so it worked. He came out of this shell that he was in, and I am watering at the mouth. It's really hard to think when your mouth is on fire. I got into it because I saw the kids doing their cute little obstacle courses, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. And they were like, why don't you join? And so I did, and it was nothing like that.
No obstacle course for you?
No. It started off with we had to do like 500 push-ups, 500 sit-ups, 500 jumping jump ropes. Why are you not suffering as much as I am?
First time.
This isn't my first time through this here, but I am relishing this, I gotta tell you.
Oh, God, Jed. So yeah, I actually stayed in it. I stuck with it. I like the high intensity workout. Can't speak now. I was actually supposed to take my black belt test in December. And there was a practice black belt test in August. And a part of the test is where you have to fight or spar for 10 minutes straight. Yeah, I think I'd rather do that than eat pizza. So yeah, I was 8 minutes in. Each minute there's a new black belt that comes in. If they're not a black belt, then you fight 2 people. I was 8 minutes in, and I injured my knee. I hyperextended my knee. I can't talk. It's too much.
Well, I'm not very good with sign language, and we're not turning this show into charades, so you're just gonna have to tough it out.
Okay.
So yeah, I haven't, it hasn't been the same since I injured my knee. So on to the next thing. Maybe I will come back and get my black belt one day. But for now, I'm gonna take a break.
These are kind of essential, and for real estate, they're pretty important, so I can understand, taking your time with the rehab. You ready for the next wing?
I don't know, Jed. Woo, okay.
You've got quite the presence on social media from everything I've seen. It's actually really pretty impressive, but I did come across one image that I just have to ask about. And let's see if we can put this up on the screen, actually. Is this a sexy Mike Myers? What the hell is behind that?
It is. So I love doing social media posts. And of course, real estate, when people think about real estate, they think of like people in button-up shirts and briefcases and just strictly professional. And I like to show my audience that we're still human too. We still can have fun. We can still be sexy.
Can we show this image again?
And scary, maybe.
I think maybe sexy needs a little more work here.
Wow. Ooh, this is. I'm like shaking. But yeah, I have a lot of fun with social media, doing fun challenges, and maybe not the dances as much, but just having fun with it. It's important to show people that just because you are a professional doesn't mean that you are not down to earth and human like everyone else. So,
or a serial killer. So, all right. Well, speaking of torture, you ready for the last one?
No. No.
No option.
Okay.
We do have a little bit of a tradition here.
Yeah.
When we get to the last wing, the last dab, we've got to add just a little bit more. So, Sam,
Oh, me first. Okay.
welcome to the last dab.
I'm shaking.
The way things are going, it might be the last dab.
Oh my god.
Last dab. Last dollop.
Last day on Earth.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Whew. I think I'd rather face squatters.
Yeah. Or SWAT.
You ready?
Okay. Let's do it.
So you're already second generation of real estate. And as I understand it, both of your sisters have also stayed in the industry. Do you think either of your kids will follow in your footsteps and keep up the family tradition? Do you even remember having kids at this
Yeah, I
point?
was gonna say I have kids. What? No. So Lucas likes more of. He loves to build on Minecraft, and we joke that he's one day gonna be an architect, and he likes passing by the new construction communities. I am out of napkins. Do you have no one? Okay, never mind.
I do not. You're just going to have to tough it out.
Woo.
You've gone through the whole stack already. This is going to get ugly.
Layla likes to be on camera, so I guess I get a little bit
I
of
wonder where she gets that from.
a little mix of both. But honestly, whatever they want to do, I support it. I'm gonna be their biggest fan. They're whatever. So we'll see. We'll see. They both like a little bit of real estate. They like coming with me. Oh my god, my tongue is gonna fall off.
Well, tongue or no tongue. And there you have it.
Ugh.
Sam Price taking on the wings of death and surviving. Ish.
You did it! Congratulations!
Now there's nothing left to do but to roll out the purple carpet for you. So this camera, this camera, this camera. Sam, let the people know where they should go if they want to be moved.
I am on social media, and
You remember where?
whew, you can find me at thepowerofsam_. I was gonna say .com, but wait, what?
Sam, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Jed.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh my god, I'm dying. Oh my god, my tongue.